commemoration of the Civil War, a war that began right here in Prince William County. And I can think of no better way to bring this commemoration to a close than by honoring the most important legacy of the war, the end of slavery in the United States.
It's like Ferguson. That's a legacy we got to address in our police departments. When we find, as Marty said, in the 21st century, somebody who goes into a famous and storied church in South Carolina, which has its own special history, in a Bible study course, sits there and then gets up and murders 9 innocents, including the pastor of that storied church. That's a legacy. We got work to do. We got work to do.
Honor to read our proclamation that was signed by our chairman and approved unanimously by our Board of County Supervisors. And it states, whereas President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, which abolished slavery on January the 1st, 1863, and proclaimed it to be the law of the land. And whereas by the end of the Civil War in April of 1865, 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation abolished slavery, nationwide, slaves remained enslaved in Texas. Whereas on June 19, 1865, in Galveston Island, Texas, Union Major General Gordon Granger read General Order Number 3 to the people of Texas, and which began with the following words: "The people of Texas are informed that in accordance with a proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free."
I started this in my backyard. I had no idea that it would come to such a fantastic point in life. And I would hope that we could continue this thing in perpetuity so that we can recognize that Prince William County stands above and beyond those things that have taken place.
It's a hope in our common geography that will one day create a common community living in the full measure of the nation's declarative words of equality and justice. So we must hold on to this hope. In spite of yesterday's injustice, in spite of yesterday's hate, in spite of what happened in Charleston, South Carolina, someone said, so often it appears that history teaches despair. Cynicism can seem to sweep all before it. But in a new environment, one that takes unflinchingly the full measure of the past, we can become a safe place for idealism, the sort of place and time where hope and history rise.
To those who have struggled in slavery, I too have struggled. And to those who have battled for brotherhood, loyalty, and citizenship, I too have battled. Whether American people are loyal enough, honorable enough, patriotic enough to live up to their own Constitution. We are here, and here we are likely to be. Therefore, I repeat, we are here, and this is our country. This is our country. Keep this in mind, that no one can ever keep you in the dark. When you know how Lady Hester, slave on the plantation where I was staying, she was told not to go to another plantation. It was someone who she really liked. And so she left at night to see this young man who she loved very much. But as we all know, there's always one in the group who will tell. You ever run from here? Y'all are mine, the master said. You'll never be free. I want all of you to see what I'm going to do to this boy here. And the master leaned back and aimed right at Dimby's head. Poof! Dimby's brains, everything in the water. In the water. Say to you, the Declaration of Independence states that all men are created equal. Ha ha ha! And tell me, what are the Negro slaves? Name is Frederick Douglass. I was born February the 14th, 1817. Where there's no struggle, there is no progress.